So hey guys, this is the very first lecture of UPSC that I have been taught in my institution. And what I'm going to do is that I'm just follow my routine, that is going to the institution and follow the lectures. And when I came back to home, I will summarize that lecture to you guys so that we can together uh, follow this UPSC journey. Okay, so the very first beginning of the UPSC preparation was introduction, that what is UPSC and why UPSC. The sequence we are going to have in our institute is that first we have to study economics. When we completed the whole economics, then we shifted to geography and so on. Okay, so this is the very first lecture of the economics, but here we don't study too much economics. I mean, it's just an intro, that why UPSC and why you are uh, here. Okay, so I'm also a student like you guys. I'm just passed my 12th examination and here I am with you guys. Okay, so first of all, what we have to discover in this journey is that UPSC is not a subject exam. In life, whatever examination you have been given, it's all a subjective exam, subject exam. Whether in schools you have physics, chemistry, bio, history, geography, maths, these are all subject exam. Okay, in colleges you are also having a subject exam, but the very first lesson of this preparation is that UPSC is not a subject exam. That's why we have GS1, GS2. Otherwise, we're gonna have the paper of history, geography, but it's not like that. We have GS1, GS2, GS3, and so on. Okay, so UPSC is not a subject exam. The question could be asked from any field. Okay, there is no defined boundary in this journey. Okay, so the very first U of the UPSC, just for the understanding, is union of all. That we have to understand, that whether you are from arts background, commerce background, science background, doesn't matter, because UPSC is union of all. Okay, so without any having a specific tag that you are science student, commerce student, arts student, you have to be a all-rounder like MS Dhoni. Okay, so say yourself that I am a all-rounder. Okay, so your personality must illustrate the dynamic nature in you. Okay, and in this lecture that I'm going to attend, or I'm going to summarize to you, need three things. Okay, the first is focus, that is very evolutionary. The second is hand movement, that is your hardware is directly proportional to the thinking ability of your mind. Okay, and third, whenever you came from the classes, you recall actively in your mind whatever the teacher has been taught to you. Okay, so let's start with a story, that is Narendra. you know Narendra was a student with thousands many other students, but it is the only Narendra which you know, later Swami Vivekanand. Okay, so why you only know Swami Vivekanand, why not others? Because with Naren there are other many students also, with same teacher, with same environment, with same class, but what you know is only Swami Vivekanand. Narendra that turned into Swami Vivekanand. Where these thousand guys? Why only Narendra? Because the Narendra born with mission in his life. He took birth to do something. And after the completion of their birth, sooner they complete their birth, their sankalpa, not just birth, sankalpa, why they born. Okay? They just die. All the great peoples you saw in history, they die very early after they have been completed their sankalpa, that is aim. For example, Ramanujam, the great mathematician, also a member of Royal Society, die at the age of 32. His work still relevant in this time also, with the very discovery of black hole and the many others. Okay, so he also died at the age of 32. So many great peoples die very sooner when they completed their sankalpa. So Narendra is kind of guy. Okay, so what I'm going to say, what I'm trying to say is that the requirement of the examination. Okay, what are the requirement of examination that you have inculcate in your personality? That is intrinsic passion to do something big in life. That's why you are here. You must have intrinsic passion to do something big in life. You know, if you are forcefully pursuing this, then you're going to be nothing. I mean, you're going to be lost. You know, anything forced, anything forced is not beautiful. So you must have intrinsic passion to do something big. Otherwise, anything forced is not beautiful. Otherwise, this journey has end starting. I'm talking about UPSC. The UPSC has starting with no end. Okay, so you must have intrinsic passion to do something big, like Narendra, who turned into Swami Vivekananda with the same teacher, same classmates, and all. So before starting the journey of UPSC, we're going to have some issues, and you don't have to worry about it because this issue is universal. Everybody gonna face it. So you don't have to be, you know, discouraged about it. You don't have to be, feel low about, you know. Some issues are non-academic and some issues are academic. Here we are discussing both. Okay, maybe non-academy, maybe you have a very low energy. And why low energy? Because you have lack of intrinsic motivation. If you don't have intrinsic motivation, intrinsic passion, you must leave this examination. As I said, this journey has starting with no end. Okay, second non-academic problem could be a lack of discipline. That is the major factor why students fail. You know, out of 12 lakhs, only 4 to 3 to 4 lakh students are serious students. You know, so lack of discipline is a very prominent factor for the next 2 year. Sleep, students feel sleepy. For that you can practice meditation, yoga, and you can have vitamin B12 also. Okay, lack of confidence, that is also a major part, you know non-academic part. Why lack of confidence? There are two ways to seeing things. You are a UPSC student. Okay, so start your preparation from these small issues. Try to eradicate these issues from your life. If you can't eradicate such a small problem of yours, how could you able to eradicate the problems of this country? Because why UPSC is hiring you? Because UPSC wants you to solve the problems of this country. And if you can't able to solve the problem of your, then how you are eligible for this examination? So lack of confidence, everyone have it. Okay, because you have. But why lack of confidence? Because the lack of confidence, you seek feedback from it. The very lack of confidence illustrate that you have a lot of free time to think, sit. So it works as a feedback mechanism that you have a free time to think such demotivating things. Okay, so take these things as a feedback and work on it. Okay, you must have a routine, which I called a system. For the next 2 year, 7 to 8 hours study apart from regular classes. For the first 1 month it could be a hard, but after the 1 month you going to be another person. You are in the state of flow. It becomes your habit. Okay, so there was no problem after the first month. Okay, next we talk about the academic issues. So study plan is about 10 to 20%, that's it. all depends upon your action. That is 80 to 90% is all about action. It is law of karma. If you planted the seed and you give it the proper nutrition, proper nutrition, proper water, proper environment, it will turn one day into a fruiting plant. Just like your teachers, your notes, and whatever has been taught to you is work as a environment to the seed. So just focus on teacher, follow what they are saying, and took action. Don't try to plan too much. The planning part is only 10 to 20%. All the part is 80 to 90% part is action. That is law of karma. Okay. What is the aim of UPSC? We are talking about the aim of UPSC. In the very first examination, the aim of UPSC is to filtrate out 95% of the students. Okay, so you don't have to repeat the mistakes they are doing. And what are that mistakes that 95% of the population, 95% of the aspirants are doing in this very preparation, and are the one who will filtrate out in the very first examination of UPSC. So what are the mistakes they are doing? So the prominent mistake was that these are the peoples who write answer to the question. UPSC doesn't want answer from you. It wants solution from you with perfect what, why, and how. Okay? UPSC don't try to give answer in the UPSC paper. UPSC wants solution with what, why, and how. Okay, that is the first lesson that you have to inculcate in your very preparatory phase. UPSC का रिजल्ट 2 साल बाद नहीं बल्कि रोज आता है. रोज सुबह 3 बजे आएगा. ओके, जब आप पढ़ने बैठोगे, सेल्फ स्टडी करोगे. ठीक है, एकेडमिक प्लस नॉन एकेडमिक चीज़ों को टैकल रोज रोज करना, और उसी दिन रिजल्ट आएगा. यूपीएससी का रिजल्ट उस दिन नहीं आएगा जिस दिन आप पेपर लिखोगे, वो रोज आएगा. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, self analysis. You have to self analysis yourself, your own problems. You maybe belong to arts stream, commerce stream, science stream, so you have to self analysis your own problems. It could be academic problems, it could be non academic problems. For example, health, negative talks, habits, pathetic habits that you having, mental conditioning, not following proper routine, psychological factors. Okay, and here write you solution to that problem. Okay, don't ask to anyone, just sit down, meditate, and the question will continuously fall out from your mind itself. Okay, you don't need any mentor. What you need is action. Just ask yourself, and your conscious mind will show you the direction. Next, get clear about your problems. First of all, get clear about your problems. What are your problems are. Follow specific system accordingly. Everyone has their own specific problem. Okay, so they don't follow any topper or anyone, because everyone has different kind of problems. So get clear about your problems. Write like this: get clear about your problems and follow specific system means discipline accordingly. Okay, so the very first lecture that going to be started in my institute is economics lecture, and here's the teacher Sanjay Monga. Every day he gives 1 hour homework that you must do. Okay, I will summarize here everything. Okay, so what is the best routine of study? So this is experimental that has been done by my teacher. Okay, sleep at 10. Okay, अगर आप 12 बजे के पहले सोते हो, इफ़ यू स्लीप बिफोर 12 इट काउंट्स एज 2. इफ़ यू स्लीप फॉर 1 hour बिफोर 12 it will count at 2 hour. And if you sleep after 12, if you sleep after 12, it counts at 1, and before it counts as 2. Okay, that is the very scientific concept. Okay, circadian cycle. I'm not elaborating here, but there was something called biological clock of your body, that is circadian cycle. So the this is experimental. The very beautiful timing of study is सुबह के 3 बजे से लेकर के सुबह के 7 बजे तक, cause both at that time the both nostril were walking, simultaneously. Okay, for the next 2 years you need not to sleep well. 4 hours is enough. Okay, need study well, otherwise go to hell. That is the very first ultimatum of this examination. First thing, your attitude is like you must have attitude that you can pass the examination in the very first attempt and only. Okay, if you are very close in the very first attempt, if you are very close to the you know selection, you could give another examination. Okay, you can take the drop. But if you are very far away from the finishing line, you can clearly drop this examination. Okay, so you must have a mind in your mind, you must have in your mind that I am gonna pass this examination in very first attempt, and that is the golden chance. Otherwise you can achieve nothing. As I said that this examination have starting with no ending. For a student, for a hard working student, it took around 16 months to complete the whole syllabus like a pro. But for an average student, it takes around 19 months to prepare for UPSC. Okay, for UPSC it's not just only IQ that going to help you. No, IQ is nothing. You have to put hours into your studies. That is the number one lesson in UPSC. Okay, because there's a lot of information that you have to inculcate in your studies. Next, so these are the some patterns of the examination. Then in pre you have 100 questions CSAT, objective question, and 95% student going to eliminate here. Mains you have 20 question per GS. Okay, so as I said that the UPSC has no definite syllabus. It is having no definite things that from where the question were asked. ठीक है, you don't know question कहाँ से आएगा. You have to predict it. Okay, you don't have to study like pathless. You don't know UPSC में question कहाँ से आएगा. So you have to predict it, and match it to your syllabus and then study accordingly. टीचर बताएंगे सबसे बेस्ट तरीका. सो दैट्स वाई यू हैव टू फॉलो जेन्युइन टीचर. ओके, सो हाउ यू गonna predict it, that from where the question gonna asked. PYQs, you can analysis the PYQs and directly jump to the syllabus. ठीक है, you can find some news, latest news, common issues of the countries, recent hots. Okay, and then you can extract some points and then you come to the syllabus and try to match it. If you find in the syllabus, then prepare more on it. Okay, you can find some recent common socio-economic issues of the country. For example, low GDP, poverty, unemployment, crime. Okay, so these are the common socio-economic issues. Okay, choose common to syllabus and then shift it to the syllabus. Try to find out these socio-economic issue in your syllabus and PYQs, then work on it. Okay, UPSC is directly proportional to solution oriented attitude in your answer. As I said that UPSC doesn't want answer, it wants solution to that problem. Okay, so once you find the common socio-economic issues, once you predicted it, then you have to work on it. Okay, so the answer would be in 3 layer. The first layer is present situation. What is the data, what is the degree of that situation. Then past situation, why that issues, what are the government policies that leads to such disaster. And third and very important, that is future opinion. That is what UPSC wants. The solution oriented attitude must illustrate here. Okay, future opinion. The UPSC wants those IAS who present possibility, means solution, which has been ruined by previous policies government. The answer means the solution illustrate why UPSC chooses you. Your answer must show some reality based applied solution which 99% as parents won't, even though they read same stuff. Okay, next, don't answer correct. UPSC doesn't want that bookish answers. So don't answer correct, answer application reality based solution based. Okay, they don't need answers, they need IAs who handle such problems in real life. Whenever you find a question, these three, try to find these three and you are good to go. Okay, जब भी पढ़ो, इन्वॉल्व योर सेल्फ एंड ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट कैसे क्या करें, वाई, वॉट एंड हाउ. Next, this is the technique. Here we discuss the technique to find out the relevant uh, uh, study plan according to the UPSC. Otherwise there was no fixed place from where the question would be asked. So here are the things you can predict. हर एक साल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से क्वेश्चन आता है, हर एक साल इरिगेशन पे आता है, हर एक 3 साल पे 3 क्वेश्चन आते हैं एग्रीकल्चर पे. सो दैट इज़ द हाउ आई डिड इट, हाउ आई फाइंड सच थिंग्स, बिकॉज आई प्रिडिक्टेड इट. I just saw the common socio-economic issues, saw PYQ and try to look into my syllabus and read it and trying to answer in this 3-layer system. Okay, so to solve UPSC question you need only 3 things. If you need these 3 things, if you have ability of 3 things, in your answer writing, then you can solve 40 to 50% of the paper without any problem. If you know 3 things, you can solve half of the problem that has been asked. Okay, issue, what are the issue, why existed, policies क्या थी, what is the problem, data क्या है, and how to solve it. UPSC will not hire you if you don't have the out of the box application based solution. For UPSC, if you know the problem and don't have the solution to the problem, then you are also a problem for this country. Because the country, why the country gonna select you? Because you must have the problem to the solution. If you have the problem, and you don't have the solution, then you itself counted as a problem. There are many politicians who blame that India is like that, but they have problem and they don't have solution. They are not proposing the solution. It means they itself a problem for the country. So these are also some things to predict from where the question has been asked. You just go to the Google and search sustainable development goals which every country follows. Okay, so there are 70 sustainable developments, and the highlighted part was the one who is very crucial, which was very crucial. For example, no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable clean energy, that is the latest, decent work and economic growth. Okay, industrial innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace and justice, strong institution, partnership for the goals. Okay, so here we started with our uh, syllabus, that we're gonna first start at the economics. So before starting the economy, we must know what are the syllabus of the economics, okay, and why economics. Economics, we in economics we are not going to discuss economics, we are not going to study economics. We are going to in UPSC, for UPSC we are not going to study economics, we are going to study the issues of economics and its relation with, economical issues and its relations, okay. So why economics, okay, what is economics and why economics, okay. So economics is a science of money and its fictional mechanism to the real world, okay. And economics is very crucial and vital for UPSC because it's common to majority of the problem that has been asked in your question. Money is everything, okay. So economics is going to be everything everywhere in your answer, okay. 20 chapters we have to study, okay. We have divided into 5 units, okay, A B C D E. In the very first unit, the teacher going to explain the basics, the all NCRT has been covered into this, introduction, national income, accounting, economical growth and development, okay, inclusive growth and sustainable development planning and reforms, for example LPG. So all the basics has been covered here. It is not very crucial for UPSC, but it is crucial to maintain your base, whether you are from science background, commerce background, doesn't matter, okay. Next, these are going to be very crucial for prelims examination, that is the finance part, okay. Here we are going to discuss in chapter 6 financial system, banking system, foreign policy, monetary policy, inflation, this is the hot topics. Then we have external sector we're going to discuss, international economics, import export, IMF, World Bank, etc. And there's a lot of things, international economical organizations in chapter 12. Then we're going to these tools are very important for mains, and this is very 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 crucial for the mains examination, okay. Social issue, poverty, inequality, unemployment. As I said that the economics is common to majority of the problems, okay. Domestic sector, that is a very important domestic sector. For example agriculture, farmers issues, why only Punjab, it is a local issue, okay. PDS, FPI, industries, service, infrastructure, and lots other, okay. So this is the very first lecture that has been taught in my institute, and here I am summarize all that I have been learned in the very first lecture of UPSC in my institute. And from the second lecture, the economics part will be started with basics. Thank you.